friends, I hope you're well. In today's video, I want to talk about a topic that is super important to me, which is friendship. It's something that I have struggled with a lot in the past, but I've learned so much about this year through some videos and some studies. And I want to share with you everything that I've learned about building meaningful relationships, how to make friendships as an adult, why they matter, and how I personally make my own friendship goals. So if you're interested in any of that, keep watching. Okay, for the first part of this video, I want to talk about why friendship matters and what was the catalyst for me for learning about why friendship matters. I think we all innately have this feeling that friendship matters, I have my whole life. It wasn't until I watched this video that my mind was open, oh wow, this is super important. And it was the podcast with Mel Robbins and Dr. Robert Waldinger called What Makes a Good Life? Lessons from the Longest Study on Happiness. And I learned a ton. Highly recommend you go watch this video if you haven't seen it. But I learned many lessons. I wrote a few down here on my laptop, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So some of the lessons I learned from this video was that friendships aren't just nice to have. They are actually one of the most important predictors of happiness, health, and even lifespan. This study showed that strong, meaningful relationships with friends, family, and your community matter more than money, fame, or career success for your happiness, which I thought was just mind-blowing. Some other facts from the study were that people who are socially connected live longer and have better health and feel happier, which is kind of similar to the last one. But the fact that your health is better if you have stronger social connections is just wild. And so we should be prioritizing this. Loneliness isn't just emotionally painful. It can be physically harmful and linked to faster health declines and even shorter lifespans. And lastly, good, trusting relationships protect your brain health too. People who are satisfied with relationships at 50 tend to have better cognitive health at 80. And as a nurse who sees people who are cognitively declining all the time, that just blew my mind. I wrote here, some of the takeaways is that your friendships are literally life-changing for your happiness and your health, and we should be caring about them, being intentional about them, prioritizing them, and if you're like me, making goals about them. Okay, so I hope that last segment convinced you why friendship is important. And in this next part of this video, I want to talk about the other video that blew my mind and taught me so much about friendship, which was another Mel Robbins video, but this time with Danielle and Bayard, and it's called It's Not You, The Real Reason Adult Friendship is So Hard and 3 Ways to Make It Easier. Again, I'm going to be looking down and reading some things, so don't mind that. But I wrote my biggest takeaways from this video were that you're not alone if you feel friendship is really hard, especially as an adult, and that it's normal. It's not because there's something wrong with you, it's because life changes, which blew my mind because it's so true. People get married, people move when you're an adult. You're changing careers, there's so many things that are constantly, that your friend that you had has a spouse then moves them away. And I think so often as an adult if we're failing at our friendships or not doing as well as we want to be personally, and she just took all of the personal ownership and stress away and out of it, and also was you are not alone, you're just like us and everyone, and a lot more people are going through this. So I really enjoyed that part of the video. The second takeaway that I wrote down here is friendship naturally evolves. Around half of our friendships change every 7 years as people. We grow, move, priorities shift. Losing friends does not mean you're unworthy, which is kind of similar to the last point that I was talking about. The third point that I wrote down here is that life transitions like moving, career changes, marriage, or having kids impact how we connect with our friends and require us to adapt, which I think is also true. You might not relate to your friend who just had a baby as well as you who is still single and looking for a boyfriend, for example. That really changes. And then the fourth point that I thought was one of the best takeaways from the video, which was kind of about how, particularly female friendships and how we make friendships, but Adult friendships rely on certain qualities. For women, research shows 3 key ingredients that make friendships strong: symmetry, a sense of balance and understanding; support, being there for each other emotionally; and secrecy/mutual disclosure, trust, and sharing personal experiences, which blew my mind and was something that I found that I ran into as problems when I first moved to the city that I moved to. I just tried to be friends with everybody, whether I had things in common with them or not, and I found it a lot harder to be friends with people who I just was very different at. And so after learning this, I started looking for things that I could relate to people with in my friendships, and that helped me a lot better making friendships and keeping friendships as well. What else? Support. I feel like obviously in a relationship you want support. You want supportive friendships. That's what makes them meaningful and feel good. So it's a good, I think, tester to look out for if you're friends, if they're good friends, and if you want to keep them as friends, is how supportive they are of you. And I think it's also a good lesson that you should, if you want to be friends with somebody, to be really supportive of them. And then secrecy/mutual disclosure. This I found like kind of interesting, and I don't know how to describe it, but kind of like the secrecy aspect of it. I think it's so true, especially for women and girls. Like, you know that that's a good friend, or in my experience, if somebody has trusted me enough with a secret, or has trusted me enough with sharing something vulnerable or personal, I feel like that relationship automatically gets stronger and bonding. So I'm like, wow, they trusted me enough to tell me that, and I'm going to, do right by them in keeping that secret disclosed. What else did I write here? When one of these is missing, friendship can feel strained, and that too is normal. Very true. Okay, moving into part 3, my best advice for making friends as an adult. My top 3 best advice for making friends as an adult is: be the inviter. Even when it feels awkward or unfair, take the first step of asking people to hang out. I would say I am a master at this. Constantly reaching out to people that I want to hang out with, because it's just, how are you going to expect people to invite you to stuff if you're not inviting them to stuff? Number 2, find people in shared contexts. Join clubs, classes, community events, meetups, church, whatever fits your personality, your styles, activities that you like to do. I'm a big golfer, so things like that, book clubs. Find something that you can go to on a regular basis. Sorry, I have to breathe a lot because I'm sick, so please mind my breathing. But joining things that you can go to on a regular basis, and I think it's great if you can have things outside of work. This was a mistake that I made when I first moved here, and something that I learned recently from the queen and expert Danielle Bayard. And I actually just recently bought her book, Fighting for Friendship. And when I was reading like some of the summaries about the book, this is one thing she said. She said, we should not be relying on work as our sole place to make friendships as an adult, and even it can be like a bad place to make friendships, which I thought was interesting. Because when I first moved here, I was solely trying to just make friends at work, instead of making friends with people that I have common hobbies with and shared interests with outside of nursing. Even though I love nursing, it is a huge interest of mine and passion of mine. It's good to have circles outside of work, because you already spend, for me personally, 36 hours every week with those people, and they want to see their own people. So make friends outside of work would also be my recommendation on top of joining things. And then 3rd, consistency. Consistency is key. What makes friendship is just small, frequent interactions very often. Proximity plus frequency equals friendship. It's a very easy equation, but yet so true. Okay, let's move on to the next part. My last and final section of this video is how I make friendship goals. This is, if you're watching this video and you're watching it on the series, you might see it says episode 4 or 5, I don't remember even what episode I'm on. But this is all my goal series setting, and I know the first part hasn't really been anything about goals, but if you know me, I'll turn anything into a goal. I want to discuss friendship in the lens of goal setting. And I make goals for friendship because it helps me prioritize friendship, which is something I have struggled with in the past. As you've heard in earlier parts of the video, how important friendship is. And I think we should be making goals on friendship just like goals in our health and our finances and our careers, because it is just as important as all of those other categories, if not more important, based off of everything that I've said in this video. This might sound very type A and crazy of me, and you do not have to do this if you don't want to, if it's not your cup of tea, but it is my cup of tea and it helps me prioritize goals, is I keep track of my goals on Google, or not my goals, I keep track of my friend hangouts on Google Doc. So after I go get coffee with a friend, after I go ice skating with a friend, or go to church with a friend, or literally anything I do, go out to a bar with a friend, I literally write it down on my Google Doc. I did this today. I just did this today, and I keep a number tracker of it. And at the end of my 3-month goals, I looked at how many times did I go out and hang out with a friend. And I make a bare minimum goal of like line, I want to hang out with friends X amount of times in the next 3 months. And I see if I achieved that, if I didn't achieve that. But it has multiple purposes for me. It doesn't just, it makes me be intentional about it, which I think that's the key to success, is being intentional about things. And I don't just like set the goal, it helps me set the goal, but B, it also helps me remind myself when I'm feeling like lonely or loser, or like I don't have friends, like reality, like you actually do. Look at everything you've done over the past 3 months with the people that you've hung out with, and it just helps remind me that I'm actually doing more, because my brain will trick me, and I have a very forgetful brain, so I have to be reminded, and writing it down reminds me. What else did I want to say? Oh, and then on top of that, I go even next level, even crazier on my goal setting with friends. I also keep track of how often I reached out to friends to hang out. And I have a minimum goal of how many times I want to reach out to friends to hang out outside of work and whatnot. Which is, I do this because for a couple reasons, but one is that it's in my control. So I can't control whether a person says yes they do want to hang out with me, or if they can, and schedules and all the busy things. It shows how much effort I'm putting in to hanging out with friends, which is like similar to what Atomic Habits book teaches, which is like control your controllables, and it's going to increase the amount of times that you're going to be hanging out with friends anyways. So it might sound crazy, might sound insane, but it works for me, and if you struggle with friendships, this might work for you as well. Okay, the last part of this video, the big takeaways and advice, if there's anything that I want you to get out of this video, it are these things, which is number 1, friendship is so important for your health and your happiness. 2, friendships shifts aren't failures. Letting go or evolving doesn't mean you're flawed, it means you're growing. 3, it's never too late to make meaningful friendships in your life. Doesn't matter if you are 10 or 80, you should be constantly making friends and having meaningful friendships. And 4, you should be prioritizing friendship. It affects your happiness, your mental health, your physical health, and and even your longevity. Friendships is one of the most important parts of life. If you focus on nurturing strong, supportive relationships, it will pay off in ways nothing else can. Far more than money, status, or success ever will. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned some things or enjoyed it or found it inspiring. If you have any thoughts about friendship or any advice, please put them down below. I would love to hear. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated around here. And I hope you have a good day. Bye.